One of the biggest factors that led to me leaving was just the workload increase, and it wasn't workload that involved teaching. It was more so workload that involved, just being present in a lot of different areas. It involved, me having to take on more responsibility than I was capable of doing. And when, a bunch of us would like take the time off we needed to recover from like the work stress and everything, um, it became a hassle to do that as well sometimes because, we had vacancies and this or that, and everyone was just trying to recover from all the extra workload we had to put in because we had all these vacancies and not enough people in the building. And that's really what pushed me, is that I was doing all this work and I wasn't receiving feedback for it, like not even positive or negative feedback, which I would have taken both to to improve my job. But at the end of the day, I wasn't receiving any feedback. It's just I had to be there, and if I was there, that was good enough. And that didn't sit well with me at the end of the day, because my job is to be there for the kids, and that wasn't what was prioritized. It was just prioritized to have somebody in the building itself. Yeah, and full disclosure, I don't know how to run a building. I don't know what goes behind it. I have all the respect to my, old colleagues and administrators who were just trying to come in and do their best job. But I really think listening to your staff and like hearing what is going on and like what your staff has to say, because there was never a time where any of us were just sitting there defeated and not saying anything. It was really like a lot of us had something to say and we wanted to help and contribute, but it almost seemed like that wasn't the priority at the end of the day. It was, you just have to show up and give your best. And that wasn't the problem. We were giving our best and we were trying to give more of our best because that was what was asked of us, but that wasn't prioritized. It was just putting out fires and making sure things were running as best as they could. And again, no disrespect to any of my former admin, but it did feel like a lot of the time that our voices were not being heard. And, at the end of the day, that's what really pushes people out is, we're not being seen as like people who show up and do our best. We're being seen as people who are showing up and just being there. So I think just having more feedback would have been helpful. I think listening to, us would have been helpful, and being on our side and standing up for us to, your superiors would have been very insightful for us to know that like that was happening. I think there were too many closed doors at the end of the day. We weren't being told everything. We don't have to know everything, but we do need to be told some things instead of being told just to, be there and do our best.